Yo, what is up? So, I just got back from Thailand. It was an incredible trip, one of the coolest places I've ever been. But I'm putting together this big Thailand travel film. And I was just thinking, what are the things that I do to speed up my editing process? Everybody knows that editing is a pain in the ass, and people don't actually realize how much time it takes to just edit a project and get it done with. But these are five things that I sort of thought of that I do during my editing process in Final Cut Pro to speed up my workflow. So I thought I'd share them with you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go head over to my computer and share with you those five things that I do to edit faster in Final Cut Pro. Okay, so I'm just jumping straight into Final Cut Pro, and actually this first tip I learned from Caleb at DSLR Video Shooter, and it's his method of cutting clips. So this can basically be used if you have an interview, you want to cut out all the bad parts of the talking. This is a really efficient way of doing that without ever having to take your hand off of the keyboard. So I'm going to show you just exactly how you use this method of cutting and how it can help you edit faster. So you're going to go right over here, and as you can see, I already switched it to waveform. Yours is probably going to look like this, but you want to go switch over to waveform view, which is this solid white icon here. And now you just see the audio waveform from the clip. And I just want to cut out the pause in the video, so I'm going to go to the beginning, and I'm going to hit Shift and the right arrow to find where exactly he stops talking. And looks like you can sort of see in the audio waveform here that it looks like he's going to stop talking right around here. So once he stops talking, the clip is over. Maybe just one, yeah, right about there. I'm going to hit Apple B, and that makes a cut. And then I basically just hit Shift right arrow again, find where he starts talking again. So that's right here. And I'm going to hit Apple B again, which is another cut. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the up arrow to go back to the start of this little segment. I'm going to hit X to select what's in front of the playhead, and then Apple X just to make a quick cut of that selected portion. So you can basically make cuts super quickly using this method. You never ever have to touch the mouse, so it lets you get a ton of editing done really quickly. And yeah. Okay, so this next tip that I have is to actually use adjustment layers in your project. So most people think you can't use adjustment layers in Final Cut Pro, but you can, just like in Adobe Premiere. So yeah, I'm gonna basically include the link that I use to get my adjustment layer. Thank you, Ryan, for providing that. So just go into the description of this video and go and select this download link, download it, and then once you have it all downloaded, you're basically just going to bring it right into your timeline, drag it over all of your clips just like this. And what the adjustment layer allows you to do is, for example, if I want to just apply an effect like color grade, or for this example I'll just apply like film grain or something over all my footage, what it's going to do is it's going to basically apply it onto the adjustment layer, which is just a blank layer, and it's going to put that over all of your clips universally. So anything you want to put over all of your clips, this is a really easy way of just putting it right on top of all of them. It saves you a lot of time during editing. So yeah, definitely try this out. Okay, and then sort of tied right into that is actually a shortcut I use for color correction. So most people, if they're using the built-in color correction in Final Cut Pro, would basically go over here, open up the effects tab, go over to color correction, drag it onto the adjustment layer that you just created, or drag it onto your clips, and work like that. But there's actually a way easier and faster way of bringing up the color correction tab. You're just going to go over, let's just say, the adjustment layer we just created, and you're just going to click on it and press Option E. And there you go. Your color correction just popped up right here, and you can start coloring your clip however you want. So yeah, that's a super easy way of just dragging color correction into your timeline. So okay, and then this fourth thing is actually using this tool called the P tool. And the P tool sounds weird, but it is awesome, and it's honestly the reason why I stuck with Final Cut Pro over Premiere. So if you come to Final Cut Pro from Premiere, or if you're just starting out, you'd realize that actually when you take a clip and you want to make it shorter, everything in front of the clip is also dragged with it. So this can be good and bad. Let's say you want to just, shorten clips and, you don't really care about what specific position and time that clip is at. That's fine. But if you're, for example, making a music video and you have a song and you don't want to mess around with where the clip is actually situated in relation to the song, this P tool is going to be super awesome, because basically if you press P or you go over to this, you'll select the position tool, and now look what happens when you make a cut. So it doesn't actually drag the rest of the clips with the cut, it just creates a gap right here, so you don't actually move the clips around in relation to each other and to the song or whatever that you're working off of. So this can be a super awesome tool if you don't want to move things around. Highly recommend checking it out. Okay, and then this last thing I want to talk about is using proxy media in Final Cut Pro. So this is probably the biggest thing I would say you should do if you want to really speed up your editing in Final Cut Pro, because it's basically Apple's way of creating a much more manageable, easily editable file for you to use while you're in the timeline. And basically the way that you create this proxy is you're going to go over to your media tab, and you're going to select your clip, and then you're going to right click on it, and you're going to hit transcode media. Now you're going to hit create proxy media, press OK, and essentially what that's going to do is it's going to start sort of transcoding your media into the proxy form. So if you go over here and you check this out, you're going to see that it's actually creating a proxy clip for me right now. So if I go over here and I switch the project to proxy, you're going to see that you're going to get this big old error message, and it's going to say missing proxy. So don't freak out. Basically your proxy just has to essentially be created. So just wait for this transcoding analysis loading bar to complete. And now it's just in the final stages of completion. You're going to see that it's basically going to switch the entire thing into proxies. And so now if I go over to view and I change it back to optimized, you're going to see that the clip is there. If I go over to proxy, you're going to see that the clip is also there. So now you can start working with proxies, and you're going to be able to see that this entire playback is going to be essentially super smooth. So yeah, this is going to speed up your editing a ton. You do have to wait for it to convert to proxy, which kind of sucks. But once it converts, you're going to see that editing and scrubbing through the timeline, all that stuff, it's a lot faster. So definitely recommend using this. This is going to speed up your editing probably more than anything else. So definitely give this a try. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this helped you speed up your editing, and let me know if you have any tips or tricks that you use in Final Cut Pro to speed up the editing process for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Right there with him, I shouldn't have survived. There were wolves in the woods on that cold dark night. They were howling for me, singing